Welcome to Retro Coder. I'm Nate Boffman. Welcome back to the Retro Coder. I'm Nate Boffman. This episode, we're going to take a look at my server that I built from scratch. Well, I didn't really build the server from scratch. It's just a little tiny Raspberry Pi that I loaded Apache onto. But from there, as far as the web pages, I created a retro BBS. And that's British Broadcasting System. No, that's actually means bulletin board system. Something from back in the 90s and 80s that people used to do before the internet was prevalent. Anyways, I digress, but I'm going to show you how I made a custom retro BBS on my little mini Pi server. Let's check it out. Here's another shaky look at my cloud server and storage along with Pandora Radio. First thing you want to do to make a server on any computer is you want to download Apache 2. Well, that's the best one, software in my opinion, especially for Linux. I've already downloaded, so it says I have the latest version. So next up, we want to see where do I want to put my HTML file. So you want to create an index file so that way when you type in the IP address on your network, it will go directly to that HTML file. So that's the address. Let's take a look at the code. I made a bulletin board system that's supposed to look retro looking and very cool. Looks like I misspelled a word there, so we'll go ahead and fix that. And I also put a Hangman game on there. Now there are other files in the background as far as styling with CSS and JavaScript and all of that. But here's a look at some of the code, and there is some JavaScript that's built in, but I also imported some JavaScript that I wrote as well. And as far as transferring the files over, I like connecting all my servers and everything to FileZilla, because if I want to transfer files back and forth, especially this being a cloud server as well, I can easily transfer files fast back and forth between all my devices on my network using FTP, fastest way to do it. And here's where the Hangman HTML and the index HTML files are stored that we just looked at. I have some JavaScript files, a standard library that I created that has some different functions that I use. And then also here's the different fonts, because we had to make it look retro looking. And I also, the style I put on there makes it look as good for phones. So when we look at it, as you can see, it's vertical setup because I have it set up for mobile devices. I mean, it'll work on any device or on a computer, because obviously I'm using a computer now, but I made the web browser look more like a phone. And as you can see, I did different commands. Then I created that Hangman game. That's part of the news command, so we can go ahead and try out the Hangman. Now this is terrible because I obviously already did this. I'm trying to guess Alabama, which is not a capital. This is US state capitals, and the capital ends up being Hotlanta, but I don't get it right, so that's not good. So I'll go ahead and exit out, and that's what the BBS looks like. I hope you enjoyed the episode and found it informative. Until next time, thanks for watching. Sit, Phoebe, sit. Good cat.